chemicals and all, lightning flash, and then all this life starts. And I said, well, assuming that's true, where did the primordial soup come from? Well, there was the coalescing dust of the universe, and it came together, and the gravity pulled it together, and then fluids and all this. I said, where did this dust come from? Well, there was these dust particles out in the universe, and they start. I said, where did they come from? Well, there was this infinitely small particle of matter and energy that was there at the beginning, and it exploded in the Big Bang, and that's where it all came from. I said, where did this small piece of matter and energy come from? Well, it's just always been there. I said, prove that. He says, I can't prove it, I just believe it. I said, of course. And I won the debate. It was amazing to me. They don't want to deal with the information. And you start asking questions, and that's why biology teachers, I was asked to speak at a high school one time for their culture class, and I forgot, ethics class, something along that line. As we got talking about it, the teacher became very irritated and arrogant and rude. And he was snickering off to the side and laughing when I would make a statement. I finally said, you know what? You're probably the most rude individual I've ever dealt with. When you invited me to come. I didn't invite myself to come. I said, so right now, in front of your students, I challenge you to a debate on the fact that your faith in evolution is a religion. Oh, well, we can't, separation of church and state, we can't do that. And the kids were going, no, come on, let's have a debate. No, we can't do that. I said, you're a coward. Well, I wasn't invited back there either. I don't understand. But I'm telling you, they run like roaches from the light when you say, let's talk information here. Let's look at how these complex mechanisms have developed. Let's try to find out how it's possible that life comes from non-life scientifically. Explain it to us scientifically and show us the evidence, not theory. You see, the evidence that we all can look at has to be interpreted, and that's where the difference comes. It's not that we see different material. We see the same fossils, but we interpret them differently. And one faith is as good as another when it comes to science. One is as valid as another, is what I mean. Well, here is Professor Bob Marks at Baylor University, whose research could be the foundation for a major challenge to Darwin's theory of evolution. And he is at odds with his historically Christian employer that ordered that his work be taken off the internet. Southern Baptist School, but here they are not allowing him to make his statement on intelligent design because they are so terrified that the world might think that they are not intellectually alert, that they're not able to discuss things scientifically. And what I'm seeing happen across our country is a desire for the approval of the world more than the approval of God. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, if you have your Bible, I want you to look with me for just a moment. We're going to look at several passages tonight as we move on through, but 1 Corinthians chapter 1, this will explain to you why there is so much antagonism. Because you may wonder from time to time, why? Why is there so much hatred toward intelligent design, let alone the God of the Scriptures? And we're told here in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, at verse 18, the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing. But to us who are being saved, it's the power of God. For it's written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and the intelligence of the intelligent I will frustrate. Where is the wise man? Where's the scholar? Where's the philosopher of this age? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of the world? Well, you can see just how foolish it is if you go back one book to Romans chapter 1. And in Romans chapter 1, this is why people hate the Bible. This is why they hate Jesus. This is why they hate any reference to a God. because there is coming a day of judgment. The wrath of God, in verse 18, is being revealed from heaven against all the godlessness and wickedness of men who suppress the truth. They suppress the truth by their wickedness, since what may be known about God is plain to them. I have contended for years there really is no such thing as an atheist. I have more respect for an agnostic who would say, I don't really know, than I do for an atheist who says, I know. Think about this for a minute. Years ago, there was a book put out by Carl Sagan and a TV series, Cosmos, which is such a funny name because cosmos means organized. He should have been calling it chaos. His program should have been called Chaos because his whole belief is that everything is random, it's chaotic. And in his book, because there is so much evidence that the world and the universe follow physical laws that you can discover through observation and testing. That's what science, by the way, is all about. Evolutionism violates the laws of scientific inquiry, the steps of science. But he postulates in his book that maybe there are parallel universes. And I thought by now that ridiculous statement is done with. No. Popular Science this month brings it up again. Maybe, and they said, there are more scientists now who are entertaining the idea that maybe there are parallel universes out here. And these universes, maybe they have different laws of physics. You know why they want to believe that? Because if they can believe that, then they can believe maybe there is a wormhole from one universe to the other. Maybe that's where life came from. Anything to do away with a belief that there is a God. Why do you think we're spending billions upon billions of dollars to try to find life on Mars? It's to say, see, there was life on Mars. Maybe that's where life came from here on Earth. And I say, do you not realize that just removes the problem one planet? You still haven't explained it. You just moved the whole issue to Mars now, if that were